Did you know that not only did Genghis Khan found the Mongolian Empire, but his empire was the largest contiguous land empire in history to that date, and conquered more land in 25 years than the Roman Empire did in 400? Stick around to learn all about Genghis Khan. Hello and welcome to World History Encyclopedia. My name is Kelly, and today's video is all about the founder of the Mongolian Empire, Genghis Khan. Don't forget, the easiest way to support us is by giving this video a thumbs up, subscribing to our channel, and hitting that bell icon for notifications so you don't miss out on our new videos every Tuesday and Friday. World History Encyclopedia is a non-profit organisation, so if you'd like to support our work, you can head to our Patreon via the link in the top corner of the screen or via the Patreon link down below. Before Genghis Khan was the founder and ruler of the Mongolian Empire, which was the largest contiguous land empire the world had ever seen, he was known as Temujin. Temujin was born in either 1162 or 1167 CE to aristocratic parents named Hoelum and Yisugei, who was the tribal leader. He was born holding a blood clot, which was seen as an omen that one day he would be a great leader. When he was 9 or 12 years old, his father Yisugei planned to have Temujin marry Borte, the daughter of another influential tribe leader. But before they could seal the deal, Yisugei was poisoned and killed by an enemy clan. As Temujin was a child, he couldn't keep the loyalty of his father's men, and so he and his mother and brothers were all abandoned on the Asian steppe to fend for themselves. For a brief time, Temujin was captured by a rival clan after he killed his older half-brother. Temujin was able to escape in the night, and then he gathered the few people still loyal to his family. He joined up with Kereyids, the chief of a local clan his father had once helped. He then finally got to marry Borte. However, his bride got kidnapped after they were married, and Temujin attacked the tribe that took her, only to get her back. He had 3 other wives and many concubines. But since Borte was his one true love, whom he even relied on for advice during his conquests, only the sons he had with Borte could be his heir and successor. Geneticists have recently studied the Y chromosomes, which are passed down from father to son, and they have estimated that 0.5% of the Earth's male population, which equals to around 16 million males, are direct descendants from Genghis Khan. This means that he would have had to have had hundreds of children, and we know that his son Toshi had 40 sons and his grandson Kublai Khan had 22 legitimate sons. Now Temujin started to win victories against rival clans due to his skills in leadership and battle. As he worked through the clans of Mongolia, conquering and uniting them, he was putting people of merit in prominent positions rather than relatives. His battle against the Kereyids, a tribe that used to be allies with his father, and the people who took Temujin captive for a bit, resulted in him boiling his captives alive in 70 large cauldrons. Temujin was working to unify all of the clans and bring them together under his leadership, even by brutal slaughter if necessary, since before uniting these clans, they were all separate and there was a lot of history and violence between them. He used violence, brutal force, and punishments, as well as diplomacy and generosity, to bring the tribes together. As Temujin kept winning, his army kept growing, and he was victorious against rivals such as the Tartas, Kereyids, Naimans and Merkids. To stop infighting and tribal warfare after uniting the clans, he didn't allow for the kidnapping or selling of women. He banned enslavement of Mongols, and if you stole someone's livestock, it was punishable by death. In 1206, a Mongol confederation met at Kumultai, or Great Conference, and declared Temujin as their leader formally. At this point, he was given the title of Genghis Khan, or Universal Leader. Now that he was Genghis Khan, his next goal was to consolidate his army and power with the traditional skills of the Mongols, horsemanship and archery. This was so they could continue uniting and overcoming neighbouring rival states, but also so he could build an empire and eventually conquer China, which at that time was the richest state in Asia. Prior to the Mongol Empire, the people of Mongolia were nomadic and hadn't established towns or villages. Genghis would continue to live like this in a large portable wool or felt tent or yurt. Although he enjoyed living as he always had, he still looked to improve the empire, which included making the Mongol language into a written one, using the script of the Uyghur Turks. Since they now had written language, they could write out law codes, specific punishments, and crimes. They also developed a postal system, where messengers or couriers on horseback could carry messages and packages with stations along the route for rest, food, and changing your horse, a concept first developed by the Persians. He adopted the system of burning torches and using the smoke to relay messages over a long distance. Genghis Khan unified his army, expanded his elite bodyguard from 800 to 10,000, and members of his guard swore loyalty in exchange for special favours with war booty and important administration functions in conquered territories. Genghis Khan's army was composed of only elite warriors. He only allowed expert archers and marksmen and tough soldiers to join, and they rode nimble horses who could survive in harsh temperatures. His soldiers and army adopted the skills, technology, and innovations of others and incorporated them into their own strategy, following Genghis's policy of taking the best aspects of other cultures and making the most use of them. Genghis Khan also exploited weaknesses in enemies, like internal divisions and stirring up old rivalries to weaken them. Genghis Khan got this information through his merchants and spies, who sometimes acted as assassins. Mongol warfare was about one thing, to gain booty, and generals who were victorious could expect to be given large plots of land to govern. In 1205, 1209 and 1211, Genghis attacked the Jin state, which was in control of most of northern China. It would take 20 years for Genghis and the Mongolian Empire to completely conquer the Jin. Although the Jin had more men in the fight than Mongolia, the Mongols' superior tactics won them the region. Genghis had multiple siege tactics that he used. One was sacking a city, then retreating, letting the Jin retake it, and then deal with the chaos. Sometimes he did this multiple times to the same city. He would also capture a city and simply murder everyone as a warning to neighbouring cities that they should just surrender. Anyone he didn't have killed would be used as human shields as they conquered the next city. Pretty brutal. Between the years 1212 and 1213, Genghis Khan destroyed 90 cities in China. In 1214, the Jin signed a peace deal due to their internal issues of corruption, natural disasters, and assassinations of top officials, and had to pay tribute to Genghis Khan and retreat to the south. The Mongols then re-attacked the Jin in their new capital in the south in 1215. In 1215, the Mongols also captured the city of Beijing, which was then known as Zhongdu, which burned for a month, as well as attacking the Xixia in northern China. The Chinese Song dynasty, though, decided to ally with Genghis Khan. He attacked Korea in 1232 and 1235, and China in 1234, which was the end of the Jin state. After decimating much of China and leaving the north incredibly weak, Genghis Khan then turned southwards between 1218 and 1220. His target during his movement southwest was the Khwarezm Empire, located in the area of modern Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, and Iran. Genghis Khan sent ambassadors to the Shah of Khwarezm, requesting he submit to him and his empire, and in reply, the Shah assassinated them. In retaliation, Genghis Khan sent 100,000 men to sweep through Persia and sent them running to an island in the Caspian Sea. He destroyed the cities, murdered innocent people, and even wrecked the impressive irrigation system in the region. In 1221, the Mongols moved into northern Afghanistan, and in 1222, they defeated a combined army of Rus principalities. His empire stretched through all of Central Asia, from the Caspian Sea in the west to the Sea of Japan, also known as East Sea in the east. Now that Genghis Khan had conquered such a huge amount of territory, he knew he needed some form of stable government to keep hold of it. In order to keep his regions united, he allowed rulers to keep power. There was religious tolerance, international trade was encouraged, and merchants travelling through his empire were protected. He even reopened the Silk Road. On the 18th of August, 1227, Genghis Khan died of an unknown illness, which may or may not have had something to do with the fact that he fell off his horse a few months earlier. He was buried in Mongolia in an unmarked tomb in a secret location. He had already sorted out the issue of succession before he died, and 3 of his sons, Chagatai, Tolni, and Ogedei, each got to rule a khanate. Ogedei, the youngest of the 3, became the Great Khan in 1229 and held that position until his death in 1241. Kublai Khan, the grandson of Genghis Khan, conquered the rest of China in 1275 and caused the collapse of the Chinese Song dynasty. For the next 2 decades, China was dominated by the Mongols. Kublai Khan also expanded the empire in the west, into Europe up to the Danube River in modern-day Bulgaria. Was Genghis Khan a great military genius or mass murderer? Let us know what you think in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit that bell icon for notifications so you don't miss out on our new videos every Tuesday and Friday. This video was brought to you by World History Encyclopedia. For more great articles and interactive content, head to our website via the link below. If you like my shirt, you can find this design and a bunch more on our shop at worldhistory.store, or you can find the link to it under the merch tab down below. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you soon with another video.